Generic greetings and welcome to Construction Plus Prison Architect Alpha 25, Episode 3. In the previous episode, we put in the buildings you can see here, so this is going to be a bit of everything. This is our main block of the prison, I guess. We've got a little sort of ad hoc workshop, which some people said was a good idea, some people didn't like it, but I think we'll stick with that. We've got all the other things that we need to put in, such as the laundry and cleaning cupboard, and we've got infirmary and all of that stuff that generally you would... No, it's not a secondary stuff, but it's all of the things you need, but I don't generally focus on. But anyway, all that stuff's in. We've also got the canteen. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. The canteen and the kitchen as well. Obviously, yard going along the outside, which people seem to like a lot. Right, in this episode, we're just going to be cracking on as normal. We just need to run some power cable. Now, a lot of people said I should run the power cable all the way along the outside because we need to power up these buildings here, and it's going to be a bit expensive to power them up, and you are right, it is going to be expensive, although it's sort of pointless running the power right round the outside as well because that's going to cost just as much. So I decided just not to bother running it like that, and instead what we'll do is we'll just run it in like so, and that's the solution. I think that is the solution. We're going to cancel that bit, run it right down and then into there. Obviously the bits down here we can run as well, so we'll run the power cable into there, then right across, and then into there. I think that does the job quite adequately, and then what we'll do is go straight up like that, and then into that one there as well, and that should power up all of the rooms really. I think that should do the job nicely. Right, let's go to our staff and then to the accountant. We'll hire an accountant. There we go, and we have not got an office there, but that's just because I haven't assigned it as such. So we'll go to rooms and then to office, and that should also give us our grant. Yep, the grant's done as well, and now we've got an accountant. So I can go to our bureaucracy and start researching maintenance, and also probably extra grant as well with the accountant. So that'll do us quite nicely there. So a lot of people have mentioned this room here that I said it was going to be an armory, and obviously several people said, well, it's not a good idea. You probably want to put the foreman that's going to be in here over there, and I do like that idea. That's what I normally do, but I also like the way that the foreman is next to the workshop, because obviously he needs to teach, so it's very, very close, but we'll see how it goes. I might move them around. Now, I've never actually tried this Alpha 25 like sort of single player. I haven't tried it when I'm not recording. This is sort of as what you see is what you get. This is the first time I'm going to be experiencing Alpha 25 prisoners and the changes that's been implemented. So I don't know how violent or how hard it will be to manage prisoners now. So we'll have to see how that goes. Because like I say, I have no idea what it's going to be like. I really like them cable drums. I don't know. There's something about them. A lot of people call them bobbins, but they're not. They're actually cable drums with, I'm guessing, 3-phase steel wire armoured cable. Maybe. I don't know. Right, let's go to utilities, electrical, and we need to run some electrical cable down into there and down in there just for, purposes of symmetry. Right. And that will obviously power up the consoles that we have in there. I don't know what they'll be yet, but there will be some in there. Let's just got a small pipe, and we're going to actually connect up this as well. There we go. And then what we need to do... I think what we need to do is put in the showers. Yeah, let's actually run the water pipe straight across there. That's quite easy to do. And then we need to go to rooms. Actually, no, we don't. We need to go to materials first and then put them little bits in there because they've been bugging me and something. They've been bugging a lot of people in the comments as well. While we're waiting for them to put that in, we'll speed up to max speed. We'll go to our rooms and then to cell, and we'll start putting in the first cells of the prison. So there we go. There's all that designated. Now the beds, I think I'll put on the top there, like that, with the head towards the wall. Sorry, towards the door. Feet towards the wall. Toilet, same thing. Well, let's put the toilet at the back. Because you don't really want to turn your head and just see, the crapper there. So, we'll not bother with that. There we go, there's that done. And I'm also going to put in a light in each one. Shall I do that? I should really do that. I should really get in the habit of putting lights in properly, but the problem is that it automatically puts these lights in here. Like I said, if it was a way to turn off automatically placing lights, I would love that option. Like, just like, building brick, building concrete, and just above that it says, building brick, no lights, building concrete, no lights. Yes, please. Alpha 26, please. That'll be fantastic. No, Alpha 26 is actually just going to be bug fixes. It's already been mentioned in the Alpha 25 video, saying they're just going to do a bug bash again, which is good. Bug bash, I can't imagine that would be too long. I mean, there are bugs in the game, but considering what they took out of the last one, I can't imagine them taking I mean, I don't know what's left to take out. I mean, there is bugs and such, and I'm trying to think of them now, but I can't really think of any, to be honest with you. Or not major ones anyway. But yeah. Bug bash is always good. Bug bash is always good. What else do we need to do? Nothing really. We just need to wait for these guys to run around and place things. Actually, let's go back to bureaucracy then. Might as well start researching things like bank loan, and also we'll go for psychology maybe? Prison labour. We do need that. I also need security. I need the lot basically, so we're just going to get the lot. We'll just research the lot. Obviously, maintenance we won't be able to research until we get him in there, so we'll get to that later. Because as you can see, bank balance is running a bit low. So let's go to our programs, no, our grants, and we'll get probably short-term investment. That's always a good thing. Short-term investment's pretty good. We can go with health and well-being. That's fairly easy to do. Do we do that? What else can we get? Staff Wellbeing Initiative's easy, but we need to do before. We need to do it just before we open the prison, that one. I'm very tempted to get the long-term investment, but that's because then I'd be stuck. I'm going to go with health and well-being, because you get straight 10 grand, and we can easily get that one done. Right, anyway. So as you can see, they're running around, placing all of the power cables and such. Let's actually run a bit more power cable. Let's run it to about there. We'll run it to midway, because then we can do the same thing in the other ones. Let's go to materials and brick wall. When you shove these brick walls in here. Now, I'm going to do a very similar thing that I did on the Alpha 24 video, the Death Star, and I'm going to put the canteen in, like so, and close them off. Has that cancelled the wall? No, it hasn't. That's fantastic. Right, that's our canteen. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the serving tables in like that, and then have little gaps where the staff can serve them. And I don't know how many we'll be able to fit in. 3 with a bit of a weird gap. We'll put it like that, I think. There we go. And then, is there another way we can do it? We could put it along the outside like that. Doesn't really make sense though. I don't like that. Let's just see if we can get it. If we move it one off from the wall, so it's 5, and then 5, and then 4. No, that's not going to fit in then, is it? That's not going to fit in at all. So we're just going to have to put up and accept the fact that we're not going to be able to get 4 in. Even if we put them right next to each other, we will be a little bit short, so we'll just put it like that. Right, there's that done. Let's also go to our rooms again and kitchen. Just designate that as kitchen. I'm not going to fill it just yet. We'll see how far we get with that. Oh, it's really annoying me, that gap of the gap of 1, then a gap of 2. Oh, CD. Yeah, I'm not that bad, don't worry. Right, let's see. Can we get that finished off? I keep going thinking, should we put the armory in? No, we don't need to put the armory in. Right. I think the time has come to go to staff and hire 2 more workmen. I don't think I'm going to hire any more than that. I think that's a bit too risky, or rather a bit too wasteful, so I don't think we're going to bother. Right, let's get this area shoved in. This is going to be where we have a psychologist office. And also our morgue. There we go. Put all of these in. Now, what I need to do is go to our staff door and put a staff door there, staff door there, staff door there. Then I need to go to rooms and then to an office, and that'll be our office there. And we will then go to our... Oh, we haven't actually researched the infirmary just yet anyway, so we'll get to that later. Right, wait for them to crack on with the other stuff. There's a lot of building for them to actually crack on with anyway, so we don't really need to worry about it. How many... Is that level? Level, I don't mean level. Is that even? 7. 7. Yeah, it is. Oh, well. Right, what else we need to do? What do we need to do? We need a sip of beverage first. That's what we need. Today's beverage is lemon tea. Right, I think some tables are in order, because it's not really a canteen if you don't have tables in it. But I'm going to use the planning tool first. So it's 3 by 4. 3 by 4. Too wasteful. 3 by 4. Gap of 3. 3 by 4. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Is it 3 by 4? I'm doubting myself now. Of course it is. Of course it is 3 by 4. Of course it's 3 by 4. I know this. This is common knowledge. Come on. 3 by 4. Gap of 1, 3 by 4, and 3 by 4. Far too close. Nope, 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 nope. That's not going to work. Right, we'll do it the other way then. So we'll go 3 by 4, 3 by 4, and 3 by 4. That's much better. 3 by 4, 3 by 4. Hang on. 3 by 4, and 3 by 4. Or 4 by 3, whatever you prefer. And then we could have them down the centre. That's 5. But we could have them like that. If we need to. Don't think we'll need to. We'll see. We'll see how we go with that one, because we're going to have 40 prisoners plus change in the prison. So we got 40 prisoners? No, that's wrong. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 prisoners plus change. Oh, good grief. 60 prisoners in this facility plus change. The plus change will be people under protection or under the Supermax designation. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we go with that one. Just go to materials here and then fence, and we might as well finish off this fence that goes all the way around the prison, all the way up to the top, and then in there. There we go. And then I think we shall probably go and... Is our infirmary finished yet? No, they're almost there though. It's almost there. We need to go for... Obviously, we've got our office in there. We might as well put in things in here. So we'll put in our little desk there. We'll put a filing cabinet at the back. Then we'll put in another chair as well there. And then I don't think they use the sofas, but I'm just going to put them in anyway, just because, I don't know, it looks alright. Great. There's that put in. Go to staff, psychologist, job done. There's that. We'll also go to our rooms and infirmary. Designate that as infirmary. Designate that as morgue. Back to objects. Medical bed. Put one there. Put one there. And then morgue. How are we going to put the slabs? One slab there, one slab there. Spin it round, put one slab there, one slab there. Hopefully we'll never need it, but I have a feeling that this is going to be a bit more violent than our other prisons, so we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. I know a lot of people have mentioned that. They've said, oh, well, you should do this, this, and this. And yeah, we could do all of them things suggested, but then that's not as interesting as what we're doing now. You know, making something not flawed. I don't want to use the term flawed, because that does imply that it is, you know, well, flawed, I guess. It's not. It's just we are purposefully doing things that will make it interesting. So not having a very large security fence all the way around is, well, I do like that idea, and I will do that at some point. But I think, you know, having contraband flung in, we know that this is a problem, right? It's a problem that we've just went, yeah, I accept that. We'll have to deal with it, and that, you know, it's the dealing with it part, the journey that's interesting. Right, anyway, we've got the psychologist office in there. We're going to go for doctor. 2 doctors. There we go. There's that job done. And I'm going to sack one of them. There we go. Right, because we don't need both. So I could sack both, but they only cost... How much? What's their... They're 100 a day. So unless I'm going to keep them, you know, unless I'm going to, you know, sack them and not bring them back for 10 days, then it's actually more efficient to keep them. Right. Let us put in the tables and chairs, or rather tables and benches. Got a bench. Obviously, I've used wall for this bit, so that won't change, but we'll see. I think we will go for... Put a bit of wall in. Yeah, let's put a bit of brick wall in. So we're going to brick wall up to there. And then... How do I want to do this? I don't know. I think I'm not happy. I'm not happy the way these are laid out, you know. I'm really not happy with the way these are laid out. Let's dismantle them. I think I've sort of snookered myself a little bit. I think the better option is to shove them in one side. Like that. Then have a staff door there. And come out and fill it. I think that's a better option because then we don't have we don't run the risk of having several doors along there. Yes, I think that is a better option. I think I'm also going to go for a bit of a brick wall. Now, where's the door? The door is there, so we'll run that up to there. We'll run the rest down the bottom. Then we're going to put a little lip in here because we're going to have a secure... No, we don't need that. I was going to say we're going to have a secure door there. So we'll have a standard staff door there and then a cell door there that's always locked open until it kicks off, then we can lock it closed. However, there's no real point in that because this door doesn't have that either. So if we're going to have an airlock, you need to have it on both sides. There's no point to have one completely airtight area on one side and just a gaping hole into the maw of the universe on the other, because that's what that is the equivalent of. Right. Staff room. Shall we get on with that? Might as well. After, now that I think of it, I put these in. Because I've been meaning to plumb these in for quite some time. There we go. And we'll run some electrical cable down to there. Yeah, we'll just run down to there because then we know for the other ones how far we need to go. Right. Rooms. Staff room. Clicky, clicky. It's all put in. Back to our objects. And then we'll put some weight benches in because, you know, maybe the guards want to just start pumping iron for no reason. I think we'll put a couple of soda machines in. And then we'll put some big sofas in there. We also need to put some chairs in as well. Put maybe chair there, chair there. There we go. I think that'll do quite nicely. Lovely. Right. So, how far have we got here? When in doubt, look at the basic detention center grant. That always tells you what you need. So, build a kitchen. Okay. Good idea. I will do that. I will get on with that right now. So, we need to put in, I think, the washing area. So, that is going to be, that's a serving table, a sink. Let's put some sinks in. 2 sinks. Job done. We'll go to our cookers, and we'll put in a cooker there. And to be honest with you, we'll run cookers right up the top there like that. Not now, though, because that'll cost a lot of money. We also need to put fridges in, which will be on the back there. We'll just run them all the way down the back. I think that's going to be what we'll do. We also need a bin somewhere, and generally the kitchen is where I put it, so I'm just going to put one there. That'll do as nicely. Right. Back to utilities, electrical cable, run electrical cable straight up into there. We'll run another one down to there. Water pipe into there. Job done. Let's have a quick look at our capacitor, or our generator rather. Capacitors are not over the top, that's okay. 11,447 generic units of currency. Not a bad amount. We just need to go to objects and then to jail door. Put all the jail doors on here. There we go. There's that done. And then we need to go over here and put in some metal detectors. This is something I always forget. I always plan where the metal detectors are going to be. It's like, yes, this is where the metal detectors are going to be, so everything will be nice and secure. And then I forget to put them in just after we get our first batch of prisoners. It's like, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, blast. So yeah, I've fixed that problem now. Let's go to the materials and brick wall. Brick walls up and around in here. Oh, that's the wrong bit there. Across all this bit here. There we go. And then that'll be that done. I think we'll have access to the power bit from the foreman's office. That seems a weird idea. I think we're going to go with it though. This is going to be a security station, I think. So we'll put a solitary door on it because it's the thickest I can manage. Then we also need to put other doors on these areas here. So we're going to go for just we're going to go for jail door on both of these just in case we need to lock them shut. And that's obviously our workshop. Put that there. Don't need to bother with that one there. I don't really like the way you have to come round here and congregate in that one corridor to get into here, so we're not going to bother. We'll just brick it off. There we go. Well, no, we won't brick it off. Sorry, we'll unbrick it. It's the opposite of bricking it off. We'll put the large jail doors in so they can go in there. Right. Back to materials, brick wall, put the brick wall in there, and this will be, let's say, a sort of security station. We'll have CCTV in that one, I think. The other ones around here will be door control. To be honest with you, these things here that people have named guard towers, obviously they're not guard towers because guard towers aren't in the game, but yet, anyway, I'm sure they will be put in at some point. But yes, they are just, you know, just corners. That's all they are, just corner pieces. Right, I think we'll go to road gate and we'll shove a couple of road gates in. One there, a grand each, and one there. There we go. I have almost no money whatsoever. That's slightly problematic. I also need to do the shower as well. Let's get another grant up and running. I think we'll go for Staff Wellbeing Initiative, because that gives us actually no money at all. Let's increase our bank loan. Let's get a bank loan here. As high as I can get it. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is go to our rooms and then to shower and designate all of that as shower. I thought I did that before, but apparently not. We'll go to objects and then to shower head. We'll run the shower head like that, and we'll do that. I'm not going to put in the other side because it's a bit too expensive for my liking. We'll put the drains in obviously as well. There we go. We haven't got any flooring in just yet. Right, and then we will speed up. Oh, it's already at max speed. They'll put that stuff in. We need to work on our regime. That's something I'll look at later on. We need to get water. I thought I plumbed that in. I did plumb it in, just not there. Interesting. Right. So it's unpaused. Get on with that. And almost done. They're almost done. Come on, guys. Run around. There we go. And then they'll plumb it in. Right, so to get our Staff Wellbeing Initiative, which is, it's 10 grand, and our Basic Detention Centre, we need 2 chefs. So I'm going to go to staff and cooks. 1, 2. Then we need some guards. 1, 2. There's one of them done. That's our Basic Detention Centre. And then 1, 2, 3 more to get the other grant done as well. 18,967 generic credits. Let's go to reports, prisoners, and we'll open up one of the intakes. Now, I said that I wasn't going to get high risk at the start. And that is true, because I have no idea how they're going to react. I'm going to take your vote now. Do you want normal risk, or do you want low risk? Bearing in mind that low risk is exactly what it says on the tin. It's Ronseal. It's exactly what it says on this tin. It is lower risk. So the chances of them booting off or having really dangerous traits are slimmer than the normal or the high risk people. But you also get less money. So normal risk might be the good middle ground, but I'll leave it up to you. We are going to progress up to high risk eventually, but not yet. We'll see how far we go with this one. As always, comments in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.